Hunter. Hunter discipline. So this is Jill Finnegan, and this is Victor, and Jill is on her way to the show ring. So imagine you park the trailer or you're stabling it far away. Jill is taking her horse to the ring. And just think it's early summer, there's a lot of flies, there's sun, so we've got a scrim sheet on, which keeps his coat nice and clean, keeps the flies off, and she's got a lead line, so she's walking into the ring. So those are all things that you would like to have. She's got, just turn around, Jill, she's got a backpack on her back. In there, she's got water, she's got a protein bar, she's got electrical tape, whatever she thinks. She might have extra spurs. She has other things that she possibly may need because the truck and trailer is way over there. Who knows? So you should have your own backpack if you've got a trailer way over there and come down to the ring way over here. So she has something that she's going to take with her as well. And then, also in this bucket, if she doesn't have her groom, then she needs to bring this bucket, which is going to have all the equipment that she may need before she goes into the ring, and we'll discuss all of that. So, you need to have a groom, and if you don't, well then you need to bring your equipment with you and have it there, so that the horse is going to be ready. We're getting ready for the hunter ring, and hunter ring is judged on presentation. So we're going to talk about what hunters get judged on in the future, but right now, what does a hunter, horse, and rider look like that they're going to get turned out? So why don't you bring it down a little bit closer, and can we take this blanket off? So let's start with just Jill. Let's hold Victor there. Jill, you just stand out in front and take the backpack off as well. So let's start with Jill. Again, with all the riders, regardless of the disciplines, have to have a safety-approved helmet, and it has to be affixed. And you cannot trot in for your ribbon or anything, and you cannot be mounted on the show grounds without a helmet. So we all know that. There's lots of different helmets. Choose something that you like, that's stylish, that fits your build or whatever. She's also wearing a hairnet. In the hunters, you should not have flowing hair. You should not have a bouncing braid. You should have a hairnet on. She also has very small little earrings on, and that's okay too. A diamond or a stud or a pearl. It should not be the Jennifer Lopez big hoop earrings going on. They're distracting, they're dangerous, so no big earrings should be worn either, okay? She has a riding shirt with a collar. You can't ride with your collar open. You should have nothing open. A gentleman would wear, or a boy would wear a tie and a shirt. She has a well-fitted jacket. Again, fashion is up to you. It has to be a dark color. So your blues, your blacks, and your greens. Beige breeches, you can never go wrong. Jill Finnegan could ride in a dressage show, a hunter show, a jumper show, and go cross-country with that outfit on. All right, so if you're going to go out and buy something, and you don't know what discipline you want to do yet, buy something that is has a multi-use. She's wearing tall boots, and she's wearing a spur. You could wear the half shaps and the padding boots, but they must be of the same color. And she should have a belt on? Yes, she should have a belt on as well. So again, that's history. If you fell off out in the woods on a hunt field and you needed to put your arm in a sling or something, you had a belt on. So there's a reason that we have some of these extra little fixtures that we have on as well. And she's opting to wear gloves. And she can also be carrying a hunter bat, which is quite small. It's dark. In a hunter ring, you'll be penalized for hitting your horse. So it should be quite small, and you could tap him on the neck if you wanted to, and the judge might not be able to see it. So it should be dark, and it should be small, because again, it would be highly penalized for using your whip in the hunter round. Because the hunter round is all about the presentation, all about the style, all about the look. So that's our rider. And our horse is presented now. She's come with the horse with the ring number around his neck as well. That would be, I like the ring number to go around your waist. I don't like it safety pinned to your back, especially in the equitation class. You can have it make you look like you have a bit of a roach in your back. So the ring number in the hunter should be around your waist. He's been beautifully braided. In the rule book, it's not mandatory to be braided in the hunter ring. Okay? But again, if there's a tie between Jill's horse and my horse, and the judge looks for presentation and general impression, she's probably going to get it because her horse is nicely braided. But if you're not going to braid, the mane should be tamed and equally beautifully pulled and laying on one side. So it shouldn't be half on one side, half on the other. It should be braided. Dante had the dressage braids at the little bulb. This is more the hunter style braid of horse. And we'll start with his head. He has a nice English-style hunter bridle on. You must only use a cavesson noseband. Again, as Taylor mentioned in the rule book, there's lots of different references to bits. The main thing, you can't use a hackamore and you can't use a gag. You can use a D-ring, a loose ring, a slow twist, a full cheek. There's many different bits. You have to familiarize yourself with that. And what Victor can wear that you couldn't ride in dressage are earplugs. So if you have a horse that's spooky and to the sound, you need to learn to put in earplugs. They come in very different sizes and shapes, and you should use them every day and get used to putting them in, and the horse will get used to them as well. So you can't use a bonnet in the hunter, but you can use earplugs. So that's what he has in. And you can even use just cotton back, but they should be well stuffed in, and ideally the same color as the horse. In the hunter round, you're allowed to use a standing martingale, and you're actually allowed to use a running martingale too. That's a bit taboo. You should stay, if you're going to use a martingale, and you could use a breastplate, and it has to be correctly fitted, and it needs to have a keeper or stopper right there in the chest. And then, again, if you're going to use equipment, know how to use it. Don't put it on if you don't know how to use it. And he's using just a normal English jumping saddle, and he's got a small saddle pad, or as the Pony Club would call it, a numnah. So that's the style of saddle pad that he has to use. The girth can be sheepskin, it can be leather, it can be neoprene, but a nice leather girth is here. And he does not wear boots or polos. You could warm up with them, but you must take them off before you go in. Or the judge might say, if we have really bad conditions, it's very rainy, the footing is bad, they might say, listen, we're going to let you wear boots today. But typically in the hunters, it's not. His feet have been painted before he comes to the ring. Also in hunters, you could have the tail braided if you had a really nice, beautiful tail, or you had a horse that had lovely hind quarters. You could also use a tail braid as well. So that's what a hunter horse would look like. And again, his owner has sent me quite a contraption here of equipment that you need to take to the ring. It's all about turnout. So you don't want to be going in with green slobber. You don't want your boots to be dusty. You want the horse to be immaculately turned out. So you need your rag to wipe that off. You also have some little treats, of course. And we've got a brush. We also have some wet wipes, which are really good to use, baby wipes. If you just want to wipe the mouth off, or your boots off, or it's the dust on the horse, that's there as well. You've got some shoshi, and we also have some more paint for his feet. We have some fly spray, and we also have some rubbing alcohol. I was told you put that on if there's some sweat marks. So again, your horse should not be going into the ring completely covered in sweat. That's not a good deal for the hunter round, okay? Because you're really being judged on presentation for that. So that is a well-turned-out hunter. Again, in the, you can read the screen here. If competitors are not suitably dressed, the judge may refuse to allow them to compete. In hunter competitions in extreme hot or inclement weather, riding jackets are optional at the discretion of the competition organizer. So again, you want to wear your jacket, but again, with it being incredibly hot this summer, the judge might excuse jackets. But that's something that needs to be always worn in the hunter ring. What else am I missing in the hunter ring? Again, very simple with the tack. No fancy brow bands, only a cavesson noseband, no figure eight, no drop, no flat. Again, you can warm up with this stuff, but when you go in the ring, you have to have the proper equipment. Reins have to be leather. They can be plain, they can be laced, they can be braided. No rubber reins at all in the hunter. Brow bands, cavesson nosebands, your martingales, the bits. Again, you have to familiarize yourself with all the equipment that's allowed and not allowed. Breastplates, yes. Saddles, saddle pads, we talked about that. Stirrup irons have to be, again, free hanging. They can't be fixed to the girth. She's got silver ones. We're going to see some colored ones later on. You can't wear colored stirrup irons in equitation. But this horse is ready for hunter. There's usually 2 rounds over fences. In the undersaddle, you would take off the breastplate, the martingale, and he would be ready to do his undersaddle. So take the martingale off. This horse could actually go to a lot of different competitions and change your saddle pad. That's about it. So if you're going to go out and purchase things going forward and you're not too sure of your discipline yet, or you want to be multi-disciplined, again, buy things that are you can use in different fields of play. Earplugs are permitted, draw reins are not permissible in the hunter ring, and your whip cannot be more than 75 centimeters, which is 30 inches. I had to find that out. All right, so this is a hunter. That's good, Nicole.